Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com. You're listening to Mornings on Lone Star here at Lone Star Community Radio. This whole week we are promoting the Conroe Crossroads, and continuing on that, we have another artist, a local artist, which is nice. So if you like her music, I've been playing Payton's music for a little bit before this interview. That means you can probably see her locally all year round, maybe if you're lucky. So we have Payton Riley in the studio. Payton, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So just to kind of get the stuff out of the way that we want to promote, Payton's going to be playing at the Ferm on Thursday, April 13th from 5 to 6. And the Ferm is actually a free location, meaning if you are in town and do not have tickets to the Conroe Crossroads, you can actually check out all the performances at the Ferm. They have actually a couple other locations. They have Heritage Place, Conroe's Founders Plaza, the 219 Social House, which just opened up, the Table at Madeley, it looks like, on a couple ones, and then, of course, Margaritaville, which is kind of wild. But you're going to be playing on, again, Thursday, April 13th, 5 to 6 at the Ferm. And are you excited about that?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah? Can you hold that mic a little closer to you?
Okay.
If you don't mind. You got it. You just, yeah, there you go. I want to make sure they hear you. But let me ask you this. You seem very young to be playing at the Ferm. I feel like you're in high school.
I'm in 8th grade.
Oh my gosh. And you're already performing on stage?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. And how long have you been playing music?
So I started singing when I was around 8, and then I started taking it more seriously when my voice coach started telling me more and more about like what I could be, like Miranda Lambert, and perform like them. And I was really interested. So then she told me how to start playing an instrument. So I learned to play guitar, and then just started growing from there.
So what that makes it sound like is you were already passionate about singing and playing, but it took someone to say, hey, you can really do this.
Yes.
And so you just took off like a rocket. That's what it sounds like to me, because in 8th grade, I was not learning how to play the guitar. I was trying to sing. I love singing, but I'm terrible at singing. So that's really exciting. And when you get offered to go to the Conroe Crossroads, is that because you played at the Ferm or you played locally? How does that work for an 8th grader? Like, how you can't, because the Ferm's a bar, I think, or a meadery, but whatever. But I mean, how does that work?
I'm pretty sure my mom signed me up, or I have played at the Ferm before.
Yeah.
So I think I just kind of got in that way, and I play around this area a lot.
Yeah, that's what. So, because I in my mind, Payton, I think of you going with your guitar to every venue that has a stage. Like, can I play here? So your mom's a big help with that.
Yeah,
because
she does. She's
I can
very
imagine
supportive.
some of those places going, I need an adult. I need an adult to talk to. And it's like, oh, here's my mom. Okay,
Yes.
okay, so you're not just a wandering guitarist. I mean, I could totally see that happening. But that's cool, because the Ferm has a cool stage. And then what else do you play?
I play at the Table at Madeley,
Okay.
202 Main,
Okay.
the Red Brick Tavern, and I've played at Pacific Yard House before too.
So you basically almost hit all the locations in downtown.
Yes,
I can imagine the practice you're getting.
a lot.
Yeah. Okay, but so you're still going to school,
Yes.
and then you're playing probably every weekend, I imagine, or doing something every weekend,
Yes,
right?
I try.
And where do you plan on going? Because the summertime's coming up pretty soon. Does that mean in your mind like world tour, or is that more of, I got to write music?
Well, it's kind of like everything. I want to write music, and I want to widen like my fan base, like go more in the Fort Worth area, maybe start playing gigs in Nashville a little, because we go up there sometimes, so that hopefully get to do that.
Yeah. I mean, because it's kind of wild. Like, you can go anywhere in a sense, not like physically. I mean, like with your music, because I've been interviewing a lot of musicians, and it's interesting. You can tell who the singer-songwriter is of the group because they don't really want to go anywhere. They want to if they go anywhere, they want to be able to have time to write every day.
Yes.
So if they're traveling, they don't want to fly. They want to get on a bus because they know it'll take an extra couple hours, so they can have the extra couple hours to write stuff down.
Yes.
And then you have the actual musicians who no, let's just party every night. Let's go to all these gigs. Let's go to as many gigs as possible. And then you have the hybrid who does everything. And I don't know how people judge it. I interviewed a female artist. I think her name is Bonner Ray for this. That is her name. I now confirmed it. But she does everything. And I was like, how do you do that on your own? It's almost like you have to have so much discipline to cater to all those specific things. Like you have your fan base, you have your writer, like your writing time, you have your music time, and then you actually have the performance. So you're getting a lot of practice in while being an 8th grader.
Yes.
And I think you mentioned that you have a track meet today. And see, that to me is like, that's way too much stuff going on. I think when I was in middle school, high school, I didn't want to do anything at all. And like today's world is so easy. You had video games. Like, oh, I don't have to do that. I can play video games.
Yeah.
And but I didn't have track though. So what do you? I mean, like, do you enjoy being 8th grade? Or are you ready to get out?
Well, it's getting close to the end of the year, and
Yeah.
I think everybody's just kind of like, okay, let's get this over with. Like, we're ready for
especially
summer.
you were in COVID time too.
Yes.
So you had a lot of time to write. Well, you're at home. So hopefully your mom made you do school. Or how, I mean, I don't even know how school worked. When people said like, oh, everyone's at home, I didn't even think about kids. I was like, I don't have kids. So I'm like, I didn't even think about what are they. I was like, is it just 24/7 vacation now for a couple years? But probably not. But that's really interesting because, I mean, you're at a point where you're doing music, you're playing at venues, which is extremely impressive. So I'm excited about seeing you on Thursday at the Ferm from 5 to 6 because you really can tell how much artists practice when they're on stage.
Yes.
So, I mean, do you get nervous? Do you have you had your worst show yet?
There have been a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I haven't practiced as much as I probably should have, and then I started messing up. And then once you mess up, it just
it's a
kind of
snowball.
goes.
It just goes. Well, I mean, I bet there's some strategies out there to psych yourself up or to prevent, to block those things from happening on stage. Because I know everyone gets nervous. It's okay to be nervous, but when I can't imagine you that young and then being at say Pacific Yard House, because that stage is intimidating. The Pacific Yard House,
Yes.
It's really tall, and I was like, man, this thing is huge. And so you play there, and then I know I put a bunch of website links for your music and where you're touring. So if I'm a listener right now and I really enjoy seeing you on Thursday at the Ferm from 5 to 6, what would you say? Where else would you kind of tell them to follow you, on Instagram or something? And then where do you usually play? Is it all just local?
I try to do local, but sometimes I'll play a little farther out, in the Spring area. And I'm having some shows in Fort Worth in a few weeks.
Okay, so for all the Fort Worth listeners, Payton's coming to town, and you have a website.
Yes, I do.
So you usually post all that stuff there, right?
Well,
if I want to, because people who like music like to know where you're playing. Where do I go to find out where Payton's playing?
You can go on my social media.
Social media, okay. To me, it's all the same. So it's just we'll put all that in the description below if you're watching on Facebook or listening on the podcast of this interview. So let's kind of go back to the Conroe Crossroads. How excited are you about this being part of a festival? Is this your first festival?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so does that mean you're going to be checking out other music?
Hopefully.
Are you going to be around this weekend? Because you're playing on Thursday, which is kind of like the kickoff. So you have a whole rest of the weekend to check out acts.
Yes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go watch all of them.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited.
Okay. Is there a specific one?
No, I'm just going to go around and watch all these people.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be that person, but Bonner Ray was really interesting. And she's a female country music artist. And she's just is releasing her first album this month. So it'd be interesting to see you go see her and y'all talk, because she could probably give you some pointers of being a newbie too. I wouldn't call you a newbie. What would you call yourself?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because you've been playing music for, half your life, I feel like. So that's really, no one really can say that.
Yeah.
So half your life you've been practicing and writing and doing all this stuff. So do you have an album out? Or singles?
I have 3 singles, and then last summer I came out with an EP.
An EP is basically artist talk for half an album, Right? Is that fair to say?
I came out with like 3 songs, but I've heard other people like they say they have EPs, but they have 5 on it.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I guess it's just like a few songs that you wanted to put out.
Okay, that's great. Well, we'll put links to that for people to listen to, especially, a lot of people put on playlists of festivals. It's like they're gearing up for the festival. So let's remind people that it's Conroe Crossroads on Thursday, April 13th. Payton Riley will be at the Ferm. And what's unique about this performance, it's free. So even if you don't have tickets to Conroe Crossroads, you can still get in. I hope I'm saying that right. Do you know anything about this? Do you know anything about? Is it free? Do y'all know? Oh, if you people are wondering, I'm looking on to the side. Peyton's mother's in the studio. Her handler, her bodyguard, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so Payton, anything else going on you want to talk about? Like, what kind of music do you like listening to? Do you play, or are you like? You say Miranda Lambert? I always feel like Miranda Lambert has like two emotions. She's angry or she's in love. Mm-hmm. There's no in between. So, tell me about your music compared to like a Miranda Lambert.
Well, I'm still trying to like figure out what kind of music I do, so it kind of depends on my day, like what I'm gonna like sing. But I really like how Miranda Lambert, like her sassiness, and I really like Lainey Wilson, like her stage presence. And then my favorite like type of writing is like what Ingrid Andress writes. She writes in depth, so I just really like those kind of people.
Yeah, it's name drops right there. I like that. Yeah, because it's funny. My wife always laughs that my favorite artists are all female singer-songwriters. She's like, I don't get it. When I met you and know your friends, I would never guess, because it's like, that's your favorite. I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite artist. And she's like, this is so weird. Nancy Griffith, she passed away in 2019, but she's a great singer-songwriter. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she's from Texas, but she's a folk singer. You should check her out. She writes some wonderful music. Okay. And she also plays wonderfully too. But hopefully I get to see you on Thursday. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to check you out. Because that's what the cool thing about where this radio station is. I can just walk around this festival like I own it. I'm like, yeah, I'm already here, so I'm already doing stuff. So let's remind people, Payton will be playing on Thursday, April 13th, 5 to 6 at the Ferm. We're going to be featuring some of her music. You probably heard a couple songs leading to this, but after this, I'm going to play one. Which one should I play after this interview? What's your favorite one?
I don't know if I have a favorite one, because everybody says like your songs are like your babies. I kind of like connected to all of them, because one of them, the song He Chose You for a Reason, I wrote that song for my friend whenever he got baptized, and how just like nice he is and how God's going to use him in amazing ways to help people who are hurting. And then I have a sassy one called Make It Sad, about this
sassy, I love it.
about this girl being mean to me, and how just girls don't have to be rude.
Yeah.
Like, you just can be nice to each other.
It sounds like your music's more positive than it is to, I don't know, correct, not negative, but like, be a bad person. Okay, I like it. Well, Payton, thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
Good luck, and break a leg. Break a leg. And I'm excited to hearing more from you. You're always welcome here.
Okay, thank you.
So whenever you have venues or you're going to be playing somewhere, let me know, especially when you have an album or new single. We're here at Mornings of Lone Star, okay?
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to play one of the songs from Payton here on Mornings of Lone Star. We'll be right back.